So I'm going to start streaming now. We did our review. The next thing that I'm going to add on this block sprite is I'm going to add a bullet behavior. So bullet behavior I have. The only problem is now my bullet's going to fly off the screen to the right. That's on block. There it goes. I refresh, there it goes again, different color. So to make it go down, I'm going to go find this angle. I'm going to set the angle to 90. So now the player is facing down. The block is facing down. All is right in the world. And then when I click here, the player kind of moves to where I want to go. So, yes. Yeah, that's fine. So I've got that block going down for now. What I want to do now is I want to create some global variables. So I'm going to right click, add global variable. I'm going to get lane spawn. It's going to start off at 0. And I'm going to do spawn time. And that's going to start off at 0.5. So every half a second, that's when I'm going to spawn another block. And that can be tweaked later to your preference. So now that I have those two, I'm going to go create a new event. It's going to be system every X seconds. And it's going to be every spawn time seconds. And every spawn time seconds, I'm going to ask the system to set the value of lane spawn to, ready, floor, random, 0,5. So this is our same thing. What does this floor, random, 0,5 do for us? Owen. Yeah, the random gives us a number between 0 and 5, but it could be 497, 121, 233. The floor part rounds it down, so it'll only be the integers 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, which associate to our placement 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? So we've got our every spawn time seconds, it's going to spawn that. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a sub-event on this. I'm going to press B to get a blank sub-event. Spawn time was one of the two global variables we just made. It's up on the top of my screen right now. Take a quick peek. Okay? So in my blank sub-event, I'm going to double-click, and it's going to be system compare variable for lane spawn. System compare variable lane spawn. And if lane spawn is equal to 0, we're going to ask the system to create a new object, and we're going to create a block. It's going to spawn on layer player layer. Now the X and Y, do we remember our values from yesterday? 240 was the middle. 48 was the first one. I think it was 48, 140, 240, 44. 48, 144, 240, 336, 432. Okay? So we're going to create an object. Now, I don't want to do 48, 0, because then it's going to be on the screen. I'm going to do 48 and negative 60. That's just to push it off the Y screen, because 0 is the top of the screen. So negative 60 is 60 pixels up above the screen. The sub event is if lane spawn is equal to 0. So I'm spawning the block on the player layer at this. For the spawn time, yes, 0.5 every half second. 0,5. So a couple people did this. This is a good question. I want to address it now. If I were to put floor random 0.5, it's going to give me a random number between 0 and 0.5, and then it's going to round it down to the nearest whole number. So it's always going to be 0. It's never point. It's always comma. So anytime I use this random, I'm always going to use it as the low number, comma, the big number. Okay? So keep that there in mind. That's a really good, like, multiple choice question for your, you know, construct stuff that we're going to do. Instead of doing random 0.5, it would be random comma 0.5. Because it's always random small number, comma, big number. Okay? So we're going to create it there. What do you think I'm going to do with this part right here?
Do for each square block.
I'm going to do it for each square block. I'm going to do a stream health check because my screen just flickered. I am live square streaming. Block. I'm going to do a stream health check because my screen just flickered. Now we're coming back and checking to see that its health is good. All right. So now if lane spawn is 1, that's my other option. I'm going to go to 144 on the X. See that its health is good. All right. So now if lane spawn is 1, that's my other option. 0 to 4 is I'm going to go to 144 on the X. Never gets 4 exactly. All right. So that's why we do random 0 to 5. The only other way we can do it is 0 to 4 round. Random 0 to 4 is I'm going to go to 144 on the X round 4 exactly. But that means we do random 0 to 5 to 3.5. The only other way we can do it is 0 to 1, and then random 0 to 4 is I'm going to go to 144 on the X round 4 exactly. But that means we do random 0 to 5. That's why we go. The only other way we can do it is 0 to 1, and then random 0 to 4 is I'm going to go to 144 on the X round 4 exactly. I haven't done that. So that's why we do random 0 to 5. That's why we go. The only other way we can do it is 0 to 1, and then random 0 to 4 is I'm going to go to 144 on the X round 4 at 144. So that's what we do. My lane squad. So my lane squad is at 144. So that's what we do. My lane squad. So my lane squad at 144. So that's what we do. My lane squad. So my lane So I'm going to undo that. Another common error you have to do you'll get is if you're so I'm going to undo that. Another common error you have to do you'll get if you're so I'm going to undo that. Didn't send this another common error you'll get if you're if you're I only have one open.
How many times are you recording the desktop and mic audio?
Oh, it's on the left one too.
I'm only,
You're playing the live stream in the background. It's picking up desktop.
but I had it muted.
You did?
Yeah.
Wait, go back to OBS real quick.
I'm gonna go back to live. I'm not playing any sound right now. Is it gone?
Oh, I'm like, no, it's fine. Yes.
Check. All right. See him in 10 seconds. All right. Back to where we were. So we just destroyed these blocks outside of the layout without using an object. Thank you.
My colors aren't changing.
Your colors aren't changing. Do you have number 6 or close to it? You have block uncreated? There's 2 of them. Color variable is set color variable, which was an instance variable on the block, to floor random 0, 5, and then it was set animation frame to self.color variable. And it should just be set frame. There is no set animation frame. They recorrect the title to say animation frame, but you have to search for the set frame. Do set frame. If it's playing and then stop, you didn't zero out your animation. So one of the things you could do is block animation stop on created and have that happen first. So on created, stop, then set the variable, then set the animation. All right. I want to add some of the gameplay aspects you saw when you saw the period 2 preview running. When people came in, you saw the period 2 game running where it was telling you what color was coming up. So let's go through and do that. What we're going to do is we're going to add a text on the player layer. I'm going to call it txt message. I'm going to set it initially to the word color. I'm going to set the color to white. I'm not going to do the off-white custom because it's going to change in a moment. I'm going to set the font size to 72 for right now. And then I'm going to stretch it out to see where it is. I'm going to center, 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 horizontal alignment, vertical alignment, and center alignment. 72. So I just got the word color up here towards the top. You can put it pretty much wherever you like it. I'm going to put it like right here. So it's going to be the word color, center, center, center. And that's it for right now. It's txt message.
You want color or color with you?
You want to do color with you and be British? Be British. Okay? And I guess I had the request, so I should do it here, right? All right. What are we lost on? Any font you like except for Comic Sans. Cue everyone setting it to Comic Sans. See what I did there?
What about Wingdings?
Got it.
Wingdings is the best font.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a global variable. This one's going to be called color collect. And then I'm going to add another global variable. So I'm just right-clicking on the edge, and then I'm going to do color collect time. Oh, and color collect time, I want to be 3. So every 3 seconds, the color's going to change which one we're collecting.
No one's gonna know what the color is.
Well, we'll see.
No.
Well, they'll be able to tell what it is when it actually changes that color, because that's what we're doing next. So the 2 globals are color collect time, which equals 3. We're going to use that as a second counter. You can tweak that as you want later. Color collect equals 0, which that's going to be another floor random 0 to 5 to give us 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Color collect and color collect time. All right. Oh, on the layout, I'm going to position this. Oh, I did it at 240 exactly. Look at that. I did it at 240. I don't know. I was making a joke. Doesn't matter. So, on the event sheet, I'm going to add an event, and it's going to be system every X seconds. And I'm going to use color collect time. So every color collect time number of seconds, I'm going to ask the system to set the value of color collect to floor random 0, 5. So again, that's going to give us our 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We got to adjust your color sizes. I know what happened. Your other frames aren't the right size, but that's okay. That could be like an enhancement where you lose dodge spaces. All right. So every color collect seconds, it's going to randomly pick a number 0 to 4 for color collect. And we're going to add a sub-event on here. So I'm going to right-click, Add Sub-Event. And that sub-event is going to be on the system, and I'm going to ask it to compare a variable and ask it, does color collect equal 0? If color collect equals 0, please do the following. It's going to be system set text to, does anyone remember what my first color was?
I believe it's orange.
Orange was my first. Orange was my first. And now this one here, I'm going to go text message set font color. I have no clue what my color was. So this is where I'm going to have to go back and check and see. So I know on my block, I did orange. And this is why I did easy numbers to remember, because now I'm going to have an easy time going over. And in fact, I'm going to start up Notepad++. Exactly. I'm going to start off right here, and I'm going to say my orange. I lost my eyedropper. Orange. I have to do it over here. Orange, Notepad++. I'm going to say orange. 235, 95, 15. I'm just writing down the colors and the names that I used because I'm going to go transcribe it in 4 times. I don't want to have to keep going back and forth between these. I learned that last period. The next color, green, eyedropper. Green, I made 100, 210, 45. My colors could be different from yours. This was just what I made mine. Green, 100, 210, 45. Next color I did was yellow, 220, 225, 35.
Purple.
The next color I did was blue, 35, 55, 220. Red was my last one, and let's see what my red numbers were. 235, 20, and 50. All right. So there's my colors for reference later. Because now that I have this one, my orange RGBs, wait for it, 235, 95, 15. So now it'll say the word orange, and it'll match the color orange that the block is. Okay? Where am I going to go next with this block that I have highlighted?
You're going to copy and paste.
Copy and paste it 4 times. Control C, V, 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 V. Consummate V's. All right. Green is my next one. 100, 210, 45. So when collect is equal to 1, that's what I'm going to do my green color. So the word here is going to be green. And I already forgot the numbers. 100, 210, 45. All right. So there's green there. Can I keep going with this?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to keep going. My next one, when color collect after 1 is 2. When color collect is 2, I want to come up with a yellow word with 220, 225, 35. After my yellow is blue. And I'm going to go with 35, 55, 220. And then red, 235, 20, 50. And I forgot to do this one, as this is when it's equal to 3. Color collect, this is when it's equal to 4. So I'm going to go run this right now, and I should see text on my screen that starts off as the word color, and now it's red, yellow, orange. I'm going to call orange next. Oh, it got another yellow. Green. You were right, AJ. Yellow, back to yellow. Let's see orange and blue, and then I'm happy. There's a blue. Orange. Red. All right, so that's working. All right. Do you want me to give you a second to catch things up here? All right. I'm going to give it a second. I'm going to leave the live stream running, but I'm going to mute the And we're back.
Wait, I didn't realize that. A lot of teachers didn't think that.
We're back. So, I'm going to try and add a score functionality in the next 7 minutes, and then I'm going to leave you the last 3 minutes to see where everything is. So, first thing I want to do for score, I'm going to duplicate a clone object type of my message. That way I got text message 2. I'm going to change this to txt score. I'm going to change the word here to score. Score is going to start off at 0. The font can be much smaller because I'm keeping track of the score. Much smaller.
I thought that was the font.
You thought that was the font?
I thought
Mooch was the font.
Like, wait, what?
Where should I put my score? On the bottom or up on top?
Right above the collision with things. I'm thinking the bottom.
I'm going to go with bottom. And then 240 is going to be my X. So now I have this. I absolutely need a score variable, Dylan. Score is going to start off at 0, so there's my things. Oh, one thing I don't like right now, my player isn't starting in the middle. So I'm going to add an event, system on start of layout. And we're going to ask the player to set position to another object. And that other object, I'm going to go with place 2, because that's the middle block. And because this is my on start of layout, I'm going to move it up to the top, because on start of layout should be the first thing happening. So on start of layout, the player is going to go to the image point 2. And we've got our destroying working. Now let's get some score working. So let's go and do a system every tick. So on every tick, I want the text score to update. So I'm going to ask it to set the text to the word score, colon, space, quote, ampersand, the variable score. So that's what it should look like. Don't forget your colon and your space inside the quotation marks. The ampersand is going to, vocabulary word, concatenate with the variable score. And we're there. So every tick, it's going to update the score. So now, what do we want to happen? We want to happen when the player is overlapping the block, add 1 to the score. So let's add event, block. Wait. I'm going to do is overlapping.
So you get like 100 in like one block.
You'll see. I'm going to replace object, and it's going to be... Actually, I'm going to delete. That's just wrong. You'll see what I'm going to do in a second to fix that. Player is overlapping with another object. Block. Ready, Owen? Add condition. System. Trigger once while true. So that means that, oh, it's overlapping with this block. There. It won't matter. Either way, works. I'm going to do player overlapping the block because then I'm going to do another check and I'm going to make sure I've got the right color block. Because if I don't have the right color block, I'm not getting points. So this is why I'm kind of building it a little bit different. 3 minutes left to try and do this. All right. So, let's see. 6 minutes left, but I wanted to finish this by 3, so stop getting me distracted. Every tick, add score. I'm going to add a sub-event here, and the sub-event is going to be system, compare variable, and it's going to be color collect. I'm going to say is equal to block dot color variable. So if it's the right color, I'm going to add an action. Color variable is this. It's the self one of that. Then I'm going to say system add to score. And it's going to be block destroy. Okay? And then I'm going to add another one on here that, just to test out, I'm going to duplicate this. Duplicate this whole line. And then say, if it does not equal, I'm going to subtract 1 from the score. So if I collect the wrong one, I'm going to lose a point. Is there an else to add?
Can you do the or?
-1, -2. Green. So I'm at -2. Red. Blue. I got to get out of the way. Now it's a dodge and collect game rolled into one. Blue's going to change by the time it gets there. Oh, it didn't change. Get out of there. This is hard. I'm at 0. Orange. No. Red. 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 Blue. Green. So now you can see that there's like a difficulty in here. Orange. Get out of here. Orange. Oh, no. Yellow. This is actually pretty difficult. Blue. Is there an else in here? All right, so what is my else? How do I add an else? Add else. Ah, system else. Subtract 1 from score. But I also want it to destroy. I guess I have to do both. So you're saying 6 of one, half dozen of the other. This is where I'm going to stop the live stream. I've got some pretty cool gameplay going on where if I hit the wrong block, I lose a point. I think we need some way to know when the color's going to change, maybe like fade the opacity over the 3 seconds, to know if I'm getting close. Mr. Wilkins, I have a
Chapter 5.
Fix it up wrong.
I have a question.
Okay, let me stop the stream though so that